Hey everybody and welcome to Chairman of the Board. Today I'm talking about this little card game called Illusion, which is by designer Wolfgang Warsch. Now you may recognise that name because in 2018 he's really made kind of a name for himself. He's exploded onto the scene by putting out games such as The Mind and Ganz Schon Clever. Now both of those games are have been very successful this year, and this one has maybe flown a little bit under the radar. So I'm going to show you how it plays, and I'll come back and give my final thoughts on Illusion. Okay, so the setup for a game of Illusion is very simple. You've got this stack of about 100 Illusion cards and a little stack of these arrow cards, and I've put these face down. So let's say we're playing a two-player game here. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to reveal an arrow, this one being a red arrow, and put it to the side like this, and then draw the top card and put it in the center like this. And then the first player is going to draw the next illusion card and put them in order to which they think the percentage of red is more or less than the card before it. So let's say, well, this is quite a difficult one already. Let's say we think there's less red on this card than on this card here. So we go like that. And then it'll go to the next player. Now the next player can choose to either play the next illusion card in the order they think, or choose to challenge the person in front of them or before them. So they can say, oh, I think you're wrong on this one. So they'll challenge them, and then you'd flip them over, and the back of the card shows the percentage of the colours here. So this one's got 10%, and then this one has got 16%. So the first player did indeed get it correct. So therefore, that arrow card would go to the first player, and those would get discarded. So then we'd go again, draw a new colour. Again, it is red. You've got your starting one here, and then the second player would maybe they think there's more red on that one. The first player agrees with that, so he draws the next card. Oh, that's a difficult one. Maybe he thinks that one goes in the middle like this. Back to the first player. That one, let's say he thinks it goes there. Now then again, the next player disagrees with that, and then it's revealed. 10%. 8%, there we go, we got it wrong already. Let's finish these off. 20%, and then finally 27%. So those two were the wrong way round, and then the person who challenged it would get the next arrow card. And then the winner would be the player with 3 arrow cards, or you can play until all the arrow cards are distributed out. And that's how you play Illusion. Now, as you could probably see from the rules explanation there, the rules are extremely simple. The game itself, there's not much to it at all. And that is kind of the pro and con of this game. I mean, this game is so simple that anybody can play it, but it's not completely like brainless, putting these down in any order and just hoping for the best. You really are going to be kind of racking your brain, trying to, you know, line these up as best as you possibly can. And obviously that's where the whole illusion thing that comes in, because sometimes the actual percentage on those cards is very surprising, and you're adamant that something is in the right order and it just is not even close. And that's really cool. The game plays 2 to 5 players, which is really nice as well, because you know, a small card game that plays up to that amount of players is always nice. Anybody can play this one, absolutely anybody. There's like zero kind of barrier to entry with this. So simple to understand. It has that kind of timeline feel to it, where you're just putting these things in order and, you know, just agreeing with it or disagreeing with it and getting the cards in return. So not much strategy or anything here, but it just it does really work. And what kind of I'm looking for now in my games is something different. And Illusion really is something different. There's nothing else quite like it. And you know, that's always nice, because nowadays everything is very similar. It's just a tiny variation on another game. But this one is really original, and I really like that. And in general, I'm really liking the games that Wolfgang Warsch is putting out. I like The Mind. I really like Ganz Schon Clever. And this is another one of his games that I really enjoy. I've had good success with it, playing it with non-gamers. And gamers alike, because it's quite intriguing, isn't it? It's always just a fun activity, trying to rack your brain and put the cards in the right order. As I said, no real strategy here, nothing really revolutionary, but it's fun, it's fast, and it does fill a niche that it's going to keep its place on my game shelf, because it's just so quick and you can get it out just as a filler. So yeah, that's all there is really to Illusion. You know, the components are decent, you know, good card quality, very small little box that's good for travel and stuff like that. And a big variation in those Illusion cards as well. There's 100 or so in there. and they're very, very different, and some of them, as I said, are very kind of, really do play tricks on your mind. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about Illusion. It's a fun game, works really well as a filler, and definitely one you can get out pretty much anytime, anywhere. So that is Illusion by Wolfgang Warsch, a good, fun, simple filler game that is a little bit different. So I really hope you've enjoyed this review of Illusion. If you have, please hit like and subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos too. For everyone else, I'll see you next time on Chairman of the Board. Bye.